everybody, and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac, and we are back for episode 16 of my modded survival island. Last episode, we were working on automating the production of our magical crops using the Mine Factory loader machines over here, and you should not explode, please. Thank you very much. You are so kind. You got a very fancy hat. I would like it. Thank you very much. And since the end of last episode, basically, I've gone ahead and just replicated the setup we had last episode over here and created 3 more farms. I created a second Manitia farm because Manitia is kind of the base element that we're going to need a ton of to progress with magical crops. I also set one up for air, and I also set one up for earth seeds as well, which is pretty nice, and I shouldn't be picking those up, so I will put those back in there and there. But for today, I'm not going to be focusing at all on magical crops. I'm going to let these guys kind of do their thing. They were a little slow, which is kind of a good thing in terms of power, because these machines, the harvester and the planter, don't actually use power until they are planting or harvesting, which means because the magical crops take so long between the time that they're planted and the time that they're harvested, these machines actually don't use that much power at all. You can see these ones actually do need planting. It should get there a little bit in just a second. And also, we do have to keep an eye out on sludge, because as the harvester harvests stuff, it does get sludge, and if it fills up on sludge, the harvester will slow down quite a bit, which again might not be too much of an issue with the magical crops, but it could be an issue, and I do plan to speed up the growth of these magical crops at some point in the future. But as I said before, that is not the topic of today's video. Today, I would like to start by dabbling a little bit in the world of enchanting. So we haven't done any enchanting up till now, and if you remember, like, I think the episode before last, when we made the boots of the traveler, I mentioned that we could probably enchant these with haste to make them even faster than they already are, and that's exactly what I want to try and do today. So we do have a mod installed called Enchanting Plus. Now, this, as you may have guessed, makes the advanced enchanting table, which is better than a normal enchanting table. So to make this, we do need a normal enchantment table. So we're going to start off with the very basics of Minecraft and make this enchanting table, which of course requires some obsidian, some diamonds, and a book. So I think this one also requires a book. It does. So I'm going to begin by requesting some wool so we can macerate it into string and use the Tinker's Construct recipe to make a book. And I'm requesting this first because I know it's going to take like 4 minutes for it to get here, and then I'm going to go over here to get the diamonds simply because I know where the diamonds are. We will take a few of those. Thankfully, we did mine a few more up last episode whilst I was on the hunt for gold and iron, and I also did a bit more obsidian mining between episodes, so let's, you're not done yet. Okay, let's do this. We'll put you there. We'll put you there. To make the book, all we're going to need is some oak wood, and we'll do this on the floor because why not? We need to make ourselves some sticks, like so, and then we need to go boom, boom, sticks, sticks, and boom. There we go. That gets us some blank patterns, which we can then combine up with the string that we're about to get once this macerator finishes macerating it. I believe it should give us 3 string, which would be pretty good. I was talking before about upgrading these macerators with overclockers, but then when I looked in the comment section, the creator of Industrial Craft Classic actually mentioned that we have the rotary macerator installed, so I think what I might do within the next couple of episodes is upgrade all of these machines to their advanced machine form and show you kind of how those work. But again, that's kind of a thing for a future episode. For now, we need to go ahead and do something that looks a little bit like this. We need 3 paper, 2 blank patterns, and 1 string. So, I also got a bunch more paper as well. 3 paper, 2 blank patterns, and a string. Boom. Craft. Okay, one more time. 3 paper, 2 blank patterns, and a string. Boom. Nice. All right, we'll throw that into there. That gets us the most basic enchantment table. And now the second one is where things get a little bit trickier. So, of course, we're going to need 4 gold, 2 obsidian, the normal enchantment table, and this book and quill, which is made with a feather, and some black ink. Black ink should be fairly easy to come by because the picker guy over here loves, look, he's already got some, loves to go down in the ocean and pick this stuff up, which is not necessarily a bad thing with the Thorncraft scribing tools and just the occasional recipe that requires it. We do actually use quite a bit of black ink, so I will take that whenever it goes and gets it. And we also need a feather of some kind, which I would assume is somewhere in here. It is. I'd assume it'd be inside one of the default route chests. Now, the hard bit is this guy down here, the Eye of Ender, because the Eye of Ender is made using an Ender Pearl and a Blaze Powder. Now, we have 2 options. We can either go into the Nether, search for like 45 minutes to try and find another fortress, and then try and kill a blaze to get a blaze rod, in which case we might die over and over and over again, or we can be complete cowards about the situation, and we can make a fluid transposer and infuse glowstone with destabilized redstone to also get ourselves some blaze powder. So, you know what? I'm going to make some extra machines, and we're going to do it this way. For now, in the future, we will probably set up some kind of blaze farm so we can actually get a more sustainable, cheaper way of getting blaze rods and blaze powder. But for now, this works kind of nicely. So we're going to need a few machines. The first machine we're going to need is, of course, the fluid transposer that I just showed you. Now, this is the machine that the recipe is going to take place in, and for this, we're going to need a machine frame, some glass, a bucket, some copper gears, and a redstone reception coil. So again, I'm kind of going to come back over here and just grab a few of every ingot. We'll grab some iron, we'll make sure we have a stack, we'll grab some tin, some copper, some gold. I'll take some silver and some lead as well as a little bit of nickel. And we're also going to need some redstone. So we'll take like half a stack of you. And then we'll dump these apples and these sticks into the dump chest. Nice. All right. This should be all we need, I think, in order to get this up and running. We have the glass. We should be able to make a machine frame fairly easily. What are we missing for a basic machine frame? We're missing the tin gear. That's what we're missing. We'll take 2 of those because we're going to need 2 machines to make this work. I will then go ahead and take 2 of you. For those who are wondering, by the way, what all of the different machine frames do, there are different tiers of machine frames, and the higher machine frame you have, the more augments you can put into your thermal expansion machines, which are basically like upgrades, but that is something that we will do in a future episode. For now, we are going to need a bucket. Boom, boom. We'll take that. I think I was also told you could, you can make a bucket using tin as well, which is actually pretty useful to know. I probably should have done that just then because we have a load more tin than we do iron. And then, of course, we're going to need these copper gears. I will take 2 of you. We're going to need the redstone reception coil. I'll take 2 of you because I think the other machine needs one as well. And then I think we're pretty much done. Nice. That gets to the fluid transposer, and the second machine that we are going to need is called the magma crucible. That's this guy over here. This one requires some nether brick, some invar gears, a normal machine frame, another redstone reception coil, and a leadstone energy cell frame. So a little bit harder to make, but not all too bad. You'll see I did go to the nether before the episode started and got some netherrack. So if we go and start smelting this up in here, that should turn fairly quickly actually into nether brick, which we can then use to make the nether bricks. Or is it going to turn into nether bricks that we can then use to make nether brick? Wait. Are they just nether brick and nether brick are the exact same thing? I thought one of them was nether bricks and the other one was nether... I don't care. Anyway, let's move on. The next thing is called, of course, the invar, which is why I brought the ferrous over. Let's do a quick one over here and grind down some ingots. And once we got ourselves some dusts, we can combine those up like so. Get ourselves some invar. We will begin smelting you up. I think 13 should be enough. It's easily enough, actually, to make the 2 nether bricks that we need. I will go ahead and dump the rest of them because I don't want to clog up my inventory with useless junk. I'll also get rid of the plastic sheets for now as well. And the next thing is, of course, the leadstone energy cell frame, which is actually not all that hard. So we'll take you. Boom, boom. Done. So I think all that we are missing now is just the gears, which we don't have. So let's take you. We can make our first gear and our second gear, and we should be good to go. Nice. So we got ourselves the magma crucible and the fluid transposer. Now, we have to decide where we're going to put these down. Now, I think what I'm going to do in the future is have a little area where I'm going to put all of my thermal expansion and maybe even Ender IO machines, because they're all the machines that run off of redstone flux, as opposed to the EU that these machines run off. Because if I just put this here, you'll notice it doesn't fill up with power. This is because these guys run on a different energy system. These guys run on redstone flux. These ones run on EU. So instead, we're going to go ahead and for now, we're going to place them in the very awkward position of over here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the magma crucible down right... Oh, and also, by the way, I found the hover key. I have changed the hover key because by default it is bound to M. But if you look in the controls, you can find the hover key. It's not great. We do still kind of fall pretty quickly, but at least we don't fall as fast, which is nice. So we now have the magma crucible and the fluid transposer. Now, if we look at the recipe again for blaze powder, the recipe calls for, I think this way will probably be quicker, a glowstone dust infused with 200 millibuckets of destabilized redstone. Now, the way you get destabilized redstone is by putting a redstone into a magma crucible or a block of redstone. Each redstone piece, I guess, gives you 100 millibuckets of destabilized redstone, and of course, then a block gives you 900 millibuckets. So, if we were to just go ahead and throw 2 into the magma crucible, like so. It'll start to break those down. If you can see here, the output tank is orange, so if we make the bottom here orange and the top of this blue, which it is, the destabilized redstone automatically goes down into the fluid transposer. And then the final thing we need to do is run back over to our precious gems and stuff chest, grab ourselves some glowstone, chuck that into the fluid transposer, and we should have ourselves we're running out of, no we're not, we're in hover mode, and we should have ourselves a blaze powder, which is pretty cool, and we can do this as many times as we want. Again, it's just 1 glowstone and 2 redstone equals 1 blaze powder, which for now, for me, is a fair enough trade, so we'll throw you in there. That will get infused up with all the redstone-ness, and we get some blaze powder. Nice. Now, I'm not quite sure what mod changes the blaze powder to look like this and have this, like, animation thing. It's not this Fax texture pack that I'm using, that's for sure, but it looks cool nonetheless. And finally, let's do this, and this to get ourselves the book and quill. And now, if we run back over to the advanced enchantment table, I think we should pretty much have everything. We do need to grab a quick ender pearl. I think we have 1 or 2 left over here. We've got 1. That is something we have to work on because we seriously could do with some more ender pearls. Do we have everything? We do not. What are we missing? We've got you and you. We've got all 4 of you. We've got you. We are missing no one. It just didn't want to shift click in. Alright, so we now have the advanced enchantment table, which thankfully does not actually require any books around it to get some high tier enchantments. So what I'm going to do for now, I don't know where to put this thing. You know what? We're going to put it down right here. That's a terrible place to put it, and eventually we will find a place for it in the future, but for now it can sit here. And the cool thing about this is we can simply grab what we want, put it into here, and then choose our enchantment. So there's none of the randomness involved with the vanilla Minecraft enchanting system. Instead, I could scroll down, find haste, bump it all the way up to haste 3. I can see over here it's going to cost me 9. I have a play level of 32. I've already looked at this before, so I'm going to go ahead and grab myself some feather falling as well, because I would also like to not take as much damage when we fall. I'll put that all the way up to 4. The enchantment here of feather falling 4 and haste 3. Oh, can I not put them both on at once? Okay, let's try doing, I think I can have them both on. Let me try haste 3. Oh gosh, this scroll bar does not like me letting go of it. Let's go with haste 3 first, and then enchant. So we now have haste 3, and then let me try feather falling 4. Yeah, nice. So we're out of haste 3 and feather falling 4, and it does give us a speed boost, a little bit of a speed boost. It's not the biggest speed boost in the world, but we do run faster than we did a second ago. I did a little bit of a test in a single player world, because it does look, it's not like a huge increase in speed, but it definitely is faster, and I think it's most noticeable when we use our jetpack, because we now fly super quickly, as opposed to how we fly without the boots on, which is kind of fantastic. If I take these off, you can see that we hardly even move forward with the boots off, with this jetpack, which is kind of crazy. Oh, yeah, I need my boots on. And the feather falling helps quite a bit as well. Nice. So that's the first thing I want to do today. I want to do some enchantments, and it also, having this thing around means that any future enchantments we want to do will be a lot easier. We can get fortune fairly easily. We can put unbreaking on things and all kinds of cool stuff like that on our tools and our armor. But the second thing I want to do today is I want to work on some lighting. So somebody in the comment section of the last episode mentioned that the torches on these farms over here are not great. I'm not a huge fan of torches like all over the place. Like, I have them all over the place, as you can probably tell, but I only have them there so that mobs won't spawn. I'm not really a huge fan of how they look kind of just scattered all over the place, especially on the farms where those slots could be used for more crops. And so, someone did point out that we could in fact use nitor from Thaumcraft. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump into a little bit of Thaumcraft alchemy. So, we kind of glossed over this a little bit because we did need to unlock nitor and alumentum to get to the Essentia distillation section, but we never really did any of the basic alchemy and never really made any nitor or alumentum. So, the way that this works is, the first thing we're going to need is a cauldron. I think we made one of these for something else. I can't remember what it was, but I'm fairly certain we've made one of these in the series. But basically, we got ourselves one of these, and I have put my wand somewhere. I think my Great Wood wand is probably still over here. It is. Cool stuff. We'll take you, we will throw down the cauldron, and we will ding that into a crucible. Very nice indeed. We also need to get ourselves some better tools, because currently, I am using a stone pickaxe and a stone axe, which is not very good at all. And we can go ahead and put this down anywhere. And really the way this works is if we look at nitor, we need to throw a glowstone into a crucible with 3 ignis, 3 lux, and 3 potentia. And we get those by throwing other items in that contain those aspects. For example, if we look at torches, torches contain 1 lux. So we could throw 3 torches in there, as well as something that contains ignis and potentia with our glowstone to get our nitor. I happen to know, because I've done this before, that coal contains both ignis and potentia, although I don't know if we've scanned coal yet. I think we have. I think it just doesn't show up in NEI. Yeah, coal contains 2 ignis and 2 potentia. So if we threw 3 of those in, that would give us 6 ignis, 6 potentia. We could then throw 6 torches in. That would give us 6 lux. And if we threw 2 glowstone in there as well, that would give us 2 nitor. That was a lot of numbers and a lot of words. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away because, first of all, in order for this thing to even begin to work, we need to heat it up from the bottom. So I'm going to go grab some lava, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so now I've got some lava. Let's go ahead and chuck this down underneath. I think I should just be able to put this down, and it should form stone under everything else. That's going to be a bit of a pain. I don't think we have any dirt just lying around that I can fill that hole with. Do we? Well, we got one in here. I'll just take one of those. Shift left click, by the way, to get 1 out of those instead of a stack. But if we just go ahead and whack you down like so, all we got to do is fill this guy up with some water. If you have a good heat source underneath, eventually, after a few seconds, the water will start bubbling, indicating that it's ready to go, thanks to the fact that we're wearing the goggles of revealing, and oh geez, there we go, it'll also start hurting you because the water is boiling, but also thanks to the goggles of revealing that we're wearing, every time we throw something in, like so, we can see what aspects are in there. So I'm going to throw in 3 of these, like that. There we go. That gives us 6 of each. I'm then going to go ahead and quickly whip up some torches, like so, and we'll throw in 6 of these. There we go. And then 2 glowstone. Boom. Boom. Nice. And that got us 2 nitor. And basically what nitor is it's like a torch, but it doesn't have to be placed on the ground, which is kind of awesome. So basically what we can do here is, let me quickly grab some dirt just to, just kind of a building block here. I'll take like 5 or 6, I guess. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to where the planters are in the center here. By the way, you don't have to have the planters open like this. So I'm going to cover that up. And basically what we can do is we can just put nitor down like that. And it acts as a torch. So if we press F7 and we kind of get rid of stuff here, you can see there's still areas where mobs can spawn here. So we are going to have probably a few pieces of nitor. But then again, once the plants actually start to cover this, I don't think it will be a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some nitor for every single one of these. I might also go ahead and make... Oh, geez, I was trying to move the chicken. I might also go ahead and make quite a bit of nitor for the island in general. I might start replacing some of my torches with nitor just around the place, because it looks kind of cool. And, you know, once night comes, it'll just kind of light up the island, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'll probably go around and light up quite a bit of the area with nitor. We can also actually, for, I guess, safety's sake, if I was to just quickly 1, 2, 3... I don't like getting hit by that thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sheep, go away. Don't die over here. You're too young. And then we throw in the 2 glowstone again. There we go. You can actually use the nitor in replace of the lava down here. So we can put nitor there. And nitor acts as a suitable fuel source for the crucible as well. So we don't need to have lava just kind of sitting around, being a hazard to everything else. But yeah, with that, guys, I think I'm going to end this episode of Modded Survival Island there. Bit of an odd episode. We did like a few mini things as opposed to one big task like we usually do. But hopefully you liked it nonetheless. Next episode will come back. I have quite a few plans in mind as to what I want to do next. We might work on upgrading all of our industrial craft machines to faster ones. We might also work on getting ourselves some armor and some tools, because we desperately need those. It's episode 16 and we're still using cobblestone tools, which is not at all acceptable. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit like. It really does help out a lot. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.